in that morning group, you were able to put together a pretty solid round. I believe you shot 6 under that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then the afternoon round, you kind of struggled through, and it looked like you were getting affected by your knee, is what it seemed like on coverage. Was that mainly just from playing 2 rounds in one day under tournament pressure, or like what exactly was going on?
Yeah, so I twisted my ankle pretty bad at
Oh,
Letstone, and I think that kind of, sometimes when you jack something else in your body, it ends up putting a lot more pressure on another joint kind of in your
did you
body.
like change how you walk and stuff like that?
And so I think that ended up kind of tweaking my knee a little bit. And I've been able to manage it pretty well just simply by, reducing the amount of throwing I've been doing and increasing recovery as far as doing the Normatec, stretching, foam rolling, icing, elevating, all those type of things to kind of keep the swelling in check. That day it was just a tough one to do where, you start at 7 in the morning, you end up finishing around 12 or so. Then you have like a 4 hour break, and then you get back to warming up and then going back out there. Um, it was definitely frustrating because this is a course, one of my favorite tournaments to play. It's also a very fun course to play, and it's one that I think I can be very competitive at.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I ended up starting fine and picked up a couple bogeys on uh, what was it, 4, 5, and 6, or 3, 4, 5, and 6, I think, something like that, just by throwing OB shots. Five was five was causing me problems all week, until I finally went forehand the final round.
Yeah, I was
Um,
surprised you weren't going forehand.
yeah, the wind.
Was it wind?
Yeah, it was just the headwind was really bad on Saturday on that hole, and I told
Hmm.
myself pre-tournament, like, it was a headwind, I'm going backhand, and I think I need to trust my forehand into a headwind, and
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that on Saturday. But yeah, those first couple bogeys, those were all just bad shots that all ended up going OB. But my knee was still feeling fine, so I'm not making excuses and saying my knee caused me to throw those OB shots. It wasn't probably until like maybe hole 10 that I started kind of feeling it a little bit, I would say, to the point of where it was starting to maybe affect my timing. And then it took me a couple holes, but then I just started like figuring out how to throw without really using my lower body, if that makes sense. So I was definitely
I
throwing a
gotcha.
lot more upper body stuff. I was still able to I think I ended up shooting like a couple under par on the back nine. So I was managed to kind of salvage something. But yeah, that round was very, very tough for me, and I just didn't play well, which was really unfortunate because I was still kind of in the mix at 6 under.
Yeah.
Um, and I knew obviously that Saturday was going to play pretty tough in the afternoon. It wasn't as windy in the morning, but it was still windier than it was on Friday. So I knew scores weren't going to be as good as Friday. And yeah, I think kind of looking at my tournament and like the overhaul of my tournament, I think one thing, especially going into Worlds, that I really need to work on is just picking my shots. I've kind of gone too much on the extreme of like trying to birdie everything, and when I don't throw a good shot, trying to throw an incredible shot to still get the birdie, because I know that you have to get birdies to win tournaments out here. But I think I've gone a little bit too extreme on that. And looking at my final round is kind of a perfect example of that. I can just go through my final round right now just to kind of, because I'm throwing the disc really, really well, and I need to work on my putting still. Like last night, I spent about 2 hours or so putting, and I'm going to probably do that consistently throughout this week to try to get back to, because I know my circle one putting has been killing me in this tournament as well. I think I was like 70%. Like hole 10, which is that easy par five, it's like you got to birdie that hole. I missed a circle one putt, made par, and then the final day I missed the circle one putt, airballed it to where it rolled OB, and then made the comeback for bogey. So it's like that's 3 shots right there on that hole that you just can't afford. So I know my
Mm-hmm.
circle one putting is killing me right now, But as far as throwing goes, just to give an idea of how well I was throwing the disc the final day, hole one, I was circle one, missed the birdie putt. Hole two, circle one, made it. Hole three, circle one, made it. Hole four, circle one, made it. Hole five, circle one, missed it. Hole six, parked. Hole seven, just outside circle one, missed it. Hole eight was off the fairway, so I didn't have a birdie putt. Hole nine, parked. Hole 10, circle one, missed for birdie. Hole 11, circle one, parked. Hole 12, circle one, make. Hole 13, parked. Hole 14, circle one, make. Hole 15, circle two, miss. And that was, and then obviously 16, 17, 18, I ended up not finishing too strong with a 5 over on the
Yeah.
three. But like those holes right there, I mean, that throwing the disc that well, I was putting myself in a position to be able to shoot 12 under, you know, consistent pretty well. Now I didn't make any of my circle two putts and I missed a couple circle one putts, but that's where it's like I right now I feel very confident in my throwing. My forehand feels great, which is awesome because at Emporia, which I'm playing today, the forehand is if you have it, it opens up so many opportunities for some of these difficult par fours to get you in the right spots without bringing in OB into play. So I feel great throwing the disc. I just got to get the putter hot again.